Hello and welcome back to Behind the Bar. As always, I'm your host, Timmy Tayo. And today we're going to preview the Europa League final between Manchester United and Tottenham on Wednesday, May 21st. And let's clear the air for a second, okay? Because whatever the outcome of this Europa League final, Manchester United have had a failed season. They've had a failed season by all standards, all metrics, and all accounts. Man United have failed to win back-to-back games in the Premier League this season. That's the first time that's happened in the history of the Premier League. Man United have lost home and away to multiple teams in the Premier League, the most in the Premier League era. Manchester United have a negative goal difference in back-to-back seasons. And Man United find themselves 1 or 2 positions ahead of the relegation zone. And thankfully, the likes of Leicester and Ipswich and Southampton were so bad that not eclipsing 40 points thus far, the team is still safe from relegation. So it's all doom and gloom, right? I mean, there's no hiding behind the fact that we've had a horrific season, a horrific campaign in the Premier League to this point. And there's nothing that can change that. However, the Europa League trophy would be a silver lining in what I've just described as our worst season in the history of the English Premier League. Why? Well, for one, it would mean that United will end the season on the high with a European trophy coming back to Old Trafford. It would be Ruben Amorim's first European trophy in his managerial career. It will give the team a building block going into next season. It would be an opportunity to carry positive vibes into next season. It would have Ineos have their first trophy as a management collective, and just an opportunity for financial reasons with going into the Champions League, even though I must admit, and I think Ruben Amorim also said it, that this team is currently not ready for the Champions League. I don't think anyone can dispute that. But getting into the competition, beyond the monetary benefits, it offers the team a chance to really have a strong transfer window with the ability to attract players with Champions League football. So the ramifications of winning this final it would mean everything for this failed team. And of course, the opposite is true. If Man United failed to win the Europa League, then the failures is all that would be talked about going into next season. All the negative energy will carry on into preseason and going into next season and heap so much more pressure on Ruben Amorim and this team going into the next campaign. And so the entire season hinges on this game. And that added pressure, I think, is going to be a telling factor in how both teams perform. Of course, Tottenham have won against Man United 3 times this season. They're unbeaten in 5 meetings against Manchester United. So the form book suggests that Tottenham should be the favorites. However, of course, Man United have European history, right? They have European pedigree. They've won the Europa League with Jose Mourinho back in the 2016-2017 season. They've won the Champions League numerous times. They've won recent finals, whether it's the Carabao Cup or the FA Cup last season. And they've made it to finals every single year for the last 5 years. And so players like Casemiro, players like Bruno Fernandes have that championship pedigree, have that winning mentality in these crunch games. And I'm hoping that that's going to be the difference. That the players like Casemiro, who've won 5+ Champions League, who've won multiple finals, can drag the team across the finish line and end the season on a high note. So with that being said, let's go into our predicted 11 for the game. Of course, you know that Andre Onana would be between the sticks. He's had a topsy-turvy campaign so far. Tons of mistakes, tons of question marks over his future. But for this game, undoubtedly, he's going to start. The three at the back, of course, we had injuries to Lenny Euro recently. Great to see young Aiden Heaven make his return from injury against Chelsea in the last Premier League fixture. And if Euro is unable to play, I have to hope to see Aiden Heaven start at the left center back. As much as Victor Lindelof has been a commendable stand-in, I do not want to see Lindelof in this final except coming off the bench. You have to go with your best players. And right now, if Euro's not fit from the left-hand side, I want to see Aiden Heaven get a start. Of course, at the center back position, none other than Slabhead, Mr. Harry Maguire, would be at the heart of the defense. At the right center back position, hopefully Mazraoui is fit and able to start. There's a chance that he could be played as a right wing back, but I think I would prefer him in that center back position. So again, the back three of Heaven, Maguire, and Mazraoui. Now on the wing backs, I think Patrick Dorgu is a shoe-in on the left-hand side, and he'll take his place, rightfully so. On the right wing back position, I would love to see Ahmad get the nod in this position. We know how Ruben Amorim likes to play with this 3-4-3 system, and we know that the space typically falls to the wing backs. And having Ahmad in space on the right-hand side, I think is only going to be good news for this team, for our creativity, for his ability to get past the defender, to create space. We talked about that in our last video, how Ahmad is the best dribbler in the team, how he's by far the best creator outside of Bruno Fernandes. And I think starting him in that wing-back position would offer the team a lot more going forward. In the two pivots, of course, Casemiro, Champions League, Casemiro is going to be in the heart of that midfield alongside Manuel Owate. I think they really complement themselves pretty well. And again, you want to start your best team in the biggest game of the season. And so Casemiro and Owate, I think, will offer a nice complement to each other in the middle of the park with the tenacity, the range of passing that both of them can bring to that midfield. In the 210s, I think Bruno and Mason Mount would be the 210. I think Mason Mount has played his way back into the starting 11. Beyond the goals, I think just his positional play, the work he does off the ball, his ability to track back, his ability to help the midfield out, to gain possession back, and then drive us up the field, I think is going to be critical in this game. And so I think Mason Mount and Bruno would be great for the 210s. And then, of course, Rasmus Højlund will start up top. Now, Højlund has gotten a lot of stick for his performances as of late, and rightfully so. I can't really defend him. But for this game, we need to see the best version of Rasmus Højlund. Now, he is the second highest goal scorer in the competition, and so we tend to see a different Højlund in the Europa League than we do in the Premier League. And that's synonymous with the team at large, right? I mean, Man United are still unbeaten in the Europa League this campaign. And if they can continue that form on Wednesday, then we'll win the competition and be able to end the season on a high. And so there's so much pressure going into this game. I can see it being a really tight game. I think even though it's two Premier League teams, I don't think we'll see the similar Premier League style of fast pace and, end to end. I think it's going to be a lot cagier than usual. Very physical game. I think no team wants to make a mistake, so I don't think that Spurs are going to continue to play that high line and leave so much space in behind. Yes, they're still going to play their game, but I think they'll be a lot more cautious at it. After all, both teams are in similar position with nothing else to play for other than this game to save their season. Like I said, nothing can save United's season, but a silver lining is our best case scenario to end the season with a European trophy, with an automatic ticket to the Champions League, and with the funds that brings, with a chance for Ruben Amorim to overhaul the squad going into next season. So my prediction for this game, of course, I'm going to predict the Man United win. I'm going to say 2-1 to Man United. Like I said, I think the difference is going to be the players who have been there before, who've played in finals, who've won finals, which, to be fair, like I said, this United team have won 2 finals in the last 2 years. Players like Casemiro have been in European finals and have won. And so I think that experience will be invaluable to the squad, to this team, when they set their stalls out on Wednesday. And let's just hope that they can bring it home. So that's it for me for today. I'll catch you guys after the game. Thank you for tuning in. Please like, subscribe, and share. It means a lot to the channel. And we'll catch you after the game. Let's go, Man United. Cheers.